Hey everybody, Greg Poole here at Bowjunky Media. We are at the 2020 OPA Organization of Professional Archery here at the Bowfest, hosted on the Mont Resort. Absolutely fantastic facility. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Gas Bowstrings, joined by Easton and AAE Pro staffer Donnie Thacker. I know that right now, Donnie, you're in your feels. You're staring up there.
I feel sorry for myself.
But I appreciate you hanging out with us. I know you'd much rather be up there shooting. Totally understand. But here we go, man. It's time for the big dogs.
Let's see what they do. There's not been a shoot-off that's disappointed yet.
No, absolutely not. So coming into this event, of course, your number one seed was Kyle Douglas, your 2020 Vegas champion, Bridger Deaton, then Jesse Broadwater, Braden Galantine, and Garrett Ayersman. So these guys have been watching now 4 shoot-offs happen. They watched the Amateur Bow Hunter, the Amateur Open, the Women's Expert, and the Men's Expert. So at this point, there's really not going to be any secrets out there as far as these guys go. There's no wind. You could literally drop a handful of dust right now and it'd go straight to the ground.
And surprise, surprise, we have another Tim Gillingham prospect out there.
We sure do. We sure do. Kyle Douglas shoots a little bit high on the Bigfoot. Just going to have to see where that
Jesse
came.
Broadwater actually donuts at 12.
Yeah, I'm blind as a bat, and I can look down there and see that Jesse Broadwater just squished, banana pancaked that 67.1-yard wolf, kind of like he did the Bigfoot at the end of the day.
I'm impressed.
Well, that's Jesse. He's Jesse, the Freak Show Broadwater, for a reason. But let's get this thing going. I am a little bit disappointed that Chris Perkins isn't here. He shoots these tremendously well. Obviously, living up in Canada with the Rona and all the stuff going on, it wasn't possible. 10 for Bridger Deaton, but I always enjoy watching Chris shoot. He's always competitive, and we look forward to seeing him, and obviously Aaron McGladdery down here again soon. We actually look forward to seeing all of our non-American archers back over here. And a 10.
I mean, this is a tournament everybody needs to be at.
Absolutely.
It's smooth, it's fast. People need to be here.
Absolutely.
This kind of archery needs to be supported.
Yep, no question. All right, here we go. Bedded buck with an 8. That was Garrett Ayersman, yes?
Yep.
All right.
And
All right, here
Jesse
we go.
Broadwater.
This one's going to be an easy call.
Yeah, I think he just put his foot on everybody's throat.
Jesse, yeah.
He's a nice guy, but he's a savage, ain't he?
He's savage as they come. And a 12. I'm not sure he has a heartbeat, but he's one of the best to ever do it. Mathematically, he's the most accurate archer to ever do it. So, obviously Jesse is the relocation to Florida and all the kids and the home life and chasing gators. He's staying a busy guy. All right, here we go. Kyle Douglas on the Sasquatch. And an 8 for Kyle Douglas. All right, let's go to the Bowjunky Leaderboard and see how the men's expert class gets started with the scores. All right, everybody, Greg Poole here with Bowjunky Media. We are back at the 2020 OPA here at Mont. Fantastic facility. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Gas Bowstrings here with Donnie Thacker. Jesse started this off the way he needed to, didn't he?
He did. And he picked a good target to start on, I believe. He's going to get easier for him.
Absolutely. Well, Jesse has Jesse's got a little bit of a left arrow there, but obviously this is one of those situations where obviously some of the guys up here can't follow instructions very well when they're told to stay in place. But Bridger Deaton on Sasquatch.
I'm surprised we haven't seen 14 cards go down.
5 for Bridger on Bigfoot.
That won't cut it.
No, that's going to be a wrap. Yep. I mean, he could try to 14 out now, but he's on the hardest stretch. hardest stretch of targets coming here.
You know, I'm surprised. You know, target 1, I expected to see 14s on from
Me
every
too.
person up there.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, let's be honest here. The Amateur Open was probably the most, and a 10 for Kyle Douglas. The Amateur Open was a pretty banging shoot off with some 14s there
I'm
at
impressed.
the end. Yeah, absolutely.
Those guys shot awesome.
Yep. All right, let's see here. And a 10 for Jesse. So Jesse's left arrow hangs that 10. That's going to be a good thing for him.
He's sitting in a good spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Garrett Ayersman on the Headless Gazelle with a 10. Yeah, these guys need to start hitting some bonus rings.
They do. They're playing a little too safe for me.
Yeah, no question. No question about it.
They had
On
to do
the
some
heavy?
fancy shooting to get here, so I'd like to see them.
Right.
Yep.
Some of these guys shot pretty darn good today. And a 12.
Let's going to tie him up with Jesse.
That's Braden Gillentine with a 12 on the heavy. Let's go to the Bowjunky leaderboard and see how things are shaking out. All right, everybody, Greg Poole here. We're back at the 2020 OPA on Mont. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Gas Bowstrings. Here with Donnie Thacker. Jesse Broadwater hit a very long 67-yard dot to start. Currently finds himself tied for the lead with Braden Gillentine. So Braden's on Bigfoot. We're going to have to see what Braden did on Bigfoot down there. But let's get started on the Javelina with Garrett Ayersman. And a 12 for Garrett Ayersman. That's exactly what you need to do, especially on that target.
That's what you got to. Yep.
I mean, let's be honest here. A 12 on that target is a must. Period. If not a 14, it's the closest target, and that's just what it is, especially this early. 10 for Jesse Broadwater.
Looks like Jesse's starting to go a little bit left.
Yes.
Let's see.
Wait, he
no
was
14 card here.
He was actually mentioning that this weekend. And a 10. Lots of 10s here. That was for, I believe that was Kyle. Bridger Deaton on the Wolf.
67-yard target, and he turned it around backwards.
And we're waiting.
That was a 5.
Spin it around, brother. Spin it around. 0.
Oh.
That was Bridger Deaton shoots
Not
a 0.
sure what happened there.
On the 0. We all thought he was holding the thing backwards, but no, apparently not. That was a blank.
Braden's got a good arrow here.
See what Braden has down there. 10 for Braden Gillentine. That's a good pull right there. That's a good pull right there. Yep, he sure is. He sure is. Garrett's had good luck at this event. Let's go to the Bowjunky leaderboard and see how things are shaking out. Everybody, Greg Poole here. We're back at the 2020 OPA hosted at Mont. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Gas Bowstrings, joined by men's expert shooter Donnie Thacker. This shoot-off's not going exactly how I thought. It started off with Jesse Broadwater shooting a bonus ring, but hasn't exactly continued that route.
It hasn't. But he may have another one right here.
There we go. Did Jesse throw down the 14 there or no? Garrett doesn't look happy with his shot on Bigfoot right here at all. Garrett does not look happy.
Whoa. Braden had a really wild left shot there.
Oh, really?
Like,
5 for Garrett. So
Oh.
that explains Garrett's 5 there on the Bigfoot shot.
so, yeah, everybody going extremely far left here.
Braden Gillentine has a way left arrow. Over. That's core line left. See if he hangs that 8. They're looking at it pretty close, as they're going to have to.
Yeah,
and a 5 for Braden.
That was not ideal.
No, that's pretty much going to be a wrap there for him. He may be able to. I don't even know if he'll be able to salvage a podium at this point. Shooting a 5 amongst this group is not good. Let's see if Bridger Deaton with a 5. Braden Gillantine's shaking his head. Does not look happy over there. He's talking, but I don't think he's talking to anybody but himself. And the Gazelle.
Jesse does have the longest target here, but he's in a good spot.
And a 10.
It's going to move Kyle back to second.
Yes. All right, let's see here.
He hung this 12, and he did.
And a 12. Jesse Broadwater with another bonus ring.
6-point lead.
Yeah, let's go to the Bowjunky leaderboard and see how things are shaking out coming into the 5th arrow.
Oops.
All right, everybody, Greg Poole here. We're back at the 2020 OPA here, hosted at the Mont. This resort has been a fantastic host this weekend. This weekend's coverage is brought to you by Gas Bowstrings, joined by Donnie Thacker, co-commentator here. Jesse Broadwater comes into this particular arrow with a real opportunity here, but he is on Bigfoot.
He is, but he's been here a few times, I believe.
Yes, he has.
Dead center 10, isn't it?
Looks like Jesse shoots a dead center 10 on that. If he ends up winning this, I'm probably going to ask him if that's what he was going for there. He should have been.
I would think so.
Yeah. Kyle Douglas on the Havy. With a 12. The 2020 Vegas champion not going down lightly.
You know, no one shot 14 on that target.
Nope, they didn't.
Maybe that's why they're here. I may have shot too many 14s this weekend.
Yeah, and an 8 for Bridger. All right. So we're having some microphone issues over there.
So Bridger's going to stay in 5th for sure.
All right, Bridger, you were a 5 on that last one, correct?
8.
An 8.
8 for Bridger Deaton.
Sorry, we lost the connection there.
And a 10 for Braden Gillentine. Braden's still not happy about that 5.
No, but very understandable.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. He shot solid all weekend. I don't think he has as good a day today as he did yesterday, but he put himself in position. 8. And let's be honest, with scores going back to 0, it doesn't really matter if you had a better day yesterday or today, although coming into today you would
you want some confidence.
Well, look at Jesse Broadwater. Yep. All right, so Bridger Deaton's going to take 5th here at the 2020 OPA at Mont. And a 10 for Jesse Broadwater.
10.
Jesse gives a little smirk there and a little nod. Jesse.
We're going to have 3 guys.
And 4th goes to Garrett Ayersman. Garrett always has a good result here. Let's look at this here. So let's go to the Bowjunky leaderboard and see who the 3 archers are that'll be shooting a 6th and final arrow. All right, everybody, Greg Poole. We're back at the 2020 OPA, hosted here at the Mont Resort. Fantastic facility. What's that?
14 just fell down.
Oh, here we go. This is the sixth and potentially final arrow in the men's expert. As you saw from the leaderboard, we have Braden Gillentine coming in at a 47. We have Kyle Douglas at a 50 and Jesse Broadwater at a 54. They are shooting at the same turkey that everybody else has, so Braden Gillentine pretty much has nothing to lose here. He comes in and drops the 14 right off the bat.
He's going to try to put some pressure on the guys, but Jesse's got a pretty commendable lead.
Yeah, absolutely. So with him at a 47, so even if he shoots a 14, that's only going to be a 61.
Yeah.
So
Jesse would have to hit an 8.
yeah. Well, Jesse would have to hit a 12 to win. 47, so that'd be 61.
Yeah, Jesse would need an 8.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at Kyle Douglas. Kyle Douglas would need to do something as well. So, yes, Jesse would just need to shoot an 8. My bad. All right, here we go. Braden Gillentine. No. That's going to be a 10 for Braden Gillentine. So I don't know exactly what the 14 was about there. He was not close to the 14 on that.
That will give him a podium finish.
Yep. 10 for Braden Gillentine. All right, so let's go. We got our 2020 Vegas champion. Let's look at this. We have our 2020 Vegas champion followed by our 2020 Vegas runner-up.
How about that?
Mr. Kyle Douglas and Mr. Jesse Broadwater, who also happened that Kyle Douglas was leading Mr. Broadwater at Outdoor Nationals last year, and he had equipment malfunction. Jesse passed him and never looked back. So these two were building quite the little history together. Ooh, Kyle Douglas throws down the 14. Now let's keep in mind, Kyle Douglas is a, how do you call it, command shooter.
He is.
So,
Tim Gillingham.
and he shoots a lot of weight out front. So if he can get that thing to park on that 14, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
That PSC is probably going to put it right behind the pin.
No end.
Yeah.
I think he can hit it. If he does, Jesse has to hit a 10 to tie, and we don't know where we're at in bonus rings.
Right. All right, here we go. Kyle Douglas throwing it down.
Let's see.
Got it. Kyle Douglas shoots a 14. All right, here we go. So Jesse Broadwater smiles. So what's Jesse Broadwater got to do at this point?
He needs a 12.
Jesse Broadwater needs a 12 to win.
On the turkey. Jesse's not a fan of the turkey.
Right. So if he shoots a 10, they tie.
Mm-hmm.
And then
10 to win. Bonus rings. 10 to win by bonus rings. Jesse will win.
10 to win
Yep.
by bonus rings. So
I think.
Jesse Broadwater needs a 10 here to win on bonus rings. I don't know. At this level, Donnie, do you think that bonus ring should determine a champion?
No.
I don't
absolutely
either.
Not.
But obviously they are developing this. I'm sure there'll be some rule changes for next year. We had a couple situations come up like they always do, but yeah. So if he shoots a 10 here, he'll win on bonus rings, similar as Levi Morgan won on bonus rings in Franklin, Pennsylvania. So I just think at this level, for this kind of money, with these kinds of shooters, that you should be shooting to win it.
I agree.
Here we go.
And
Yep.
Dead center 10.
And Jesse Broadwater is going to be your 2020 Men's Expert Champion at the 2020 OPA. Well. Greg Poole here with Bowjunky Media. We're with Jesse Broadwater. So here we are yet again. You have experienced success at this event before. First of all, let's talk about that 14 by Kyle Douglas there. What'd you think about that?
I knew it was going to happen. I've had that done so many times to me before when it came down to the end. I mean, Perkins and everyone else. So I just expected it out of a guy of his caliber. So I knew if he'd done it, then I had to look. I think I had more bonus rings. So I was like, all I got to do is put a 10 in there. So, yeah, good shooting to all the guys, though. That was awesome.
All right, so let's talk about this real quick, and that is not necessarily the rivalry, but the growing circumstance of you and Kyle. Last year at Outdoor Nationals, Kyle was leading, had a little equipment issue. You managed to pass him and never look back. Kyle wins Vegas in 2020. You take second in 2020 in Vegas. Now here you guys are again. So with the length of your career that you've had lots of rivals over the year, but talk about this next generation of guys that are coming up, forcing you to shoot better than ever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's used to be like 2-3 guys, you really had to watch 10 years ago. Now there's 15 guys.
All right, buddy. Everybody give it up for Jesse Broadwater.
They are not. It is not over. Uh-oh. It is not over, Jesse. Front row.
Hey everybody, Greg Poole here with Bowjunky Media. We are at the 2020 OPA. This is the men's expert, joined by Donnie Thacker. We are here at the Mont Resort. So apparently there was a minor clerical adding issue, and everybody thought that Jesse Broadwater had won on bonus rings, but after some reconfiguring, it turns out that him and Kyle are tied on bonus rings. So now they're going one arrow closest to center. This is quite the shift. I had already went out and interviewed Jesse for the winner's interview. So once again, Jesse Broadwater has to redial back in and get out there and perform. And he's been in this position before.
That's some serious emotions to swallow right there. That's
Yeah, that's kind of leaving us speechless here right now. But Jesse has had to do this at the Dakota Classic. Jesse has had to do this at numerous events where there was some sort of issue, and he had to step back in and get back into game mode. So they are going to be shooting the Wolf, and for those of you wondering, the sun is no longer
it's getting dark.
Yeah, the sun is no longer bright. So will these guys have adjusted at all with the sun being over there? And they just said that Kyle Douglas, because he was the number 1 seed, will get a chance to pick whether he shoots first or second, and Kyle Douglas has chosen to shoot first.
Yep, he's shooting first. This is closest to center.
Closest to center. Now, this is the target that Jesse stroked, but they're shooting it from a different stake.
Yep.
So what do you think's going through Jesse's head right now besides not again?
I hope he's shutting his head off right now. That's very unfortunate that it happens.
Yeah.
It happened to Miss America, didn't it?
Well, it's happened lots of times. I mean, I can literally remember in my head it's literally happened to Jesse 3 times that I can remember in his career. So here we go. Kyle Douglas needing to put some pressure on Jesse for the win.
All right, he's a little low there.
That's going to be a little bit low. So all Jesse, I mean, obviously if Jesse catches orange here, he wins, but he just needs to be, that's probably about 1 3/4 inches off.
Yep.
So
Yep. At probably, 70 yards?
Well, it was 61.
It was
but
67.
67, excuse me. So as they slide down, yeah, here we go. So maybe I do another winner's interview with Jesse here. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I certainly didn't get to do a winner's interview with Kyle at Vegas. So they rushed him off the side.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm just wondering right now, I mean, Jesse Broadwater's been doing this so long at such a high level that he's just got to be just like, are you kidding me again?
Yeah, the pressure doesn't get any easier, though.
Yeah.
You got to win again.
Yeah, well, and Jesse's the kind of guy that can win again, and he's the one that told me that he turns his nerves into excitement. Yep. Jesse Broadwater is still your 2020 OPA champion.
Second interview.
Deja vu, Mr. Broadwater. So congratulations again for winning the 2020 OPA men's expert class for twice in the same day. This is not the first time this has happened in your career. I was just over there talking to Donnie and was remembering a few other times that you've been in this situation. So obviously great shot, congratulations, but I'm sure myself and everyone here is wanting to know your thought process on having the win and being the wash of emotions that come with the win, and then having to step back into game mode and shoot another arrow.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, when you're an archer and you're shooting against competitors like this, you got to block it all out and just, do what you have to do. And I knew he was going to hit close to the 12. I 12'd that target during the shoot down, so I was like, well, that's a little bit of a plus, but we shot it from a different stake. So I don't know. It has happened before multiple times, so I'm just kind of used to it, but that's all right. I just had to gather myself again and just make a good shot. So hats off to all the guys that shot good, and hats off to all the workers here and everyone for putting on a great event, Bowjunky for covering it, and the crowd for coming out and watching. So
All right, everybody, give it up for one of the best guys in the sport, Jesse Broadwater.